blustering in from sea, with a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Hello. Where's my co-host? He's not here. It's just me, which is fine. So, I don't think I've done a solo show in a long time. God, yeah. It's been a while. So, there's not really much conjecture to really kind of go about here, so let's kind of get into it. So, week 2 is done. The fantasy reaper of quarterbacks and just knees and body parts is gone. Made up for the lack of injuries on week 1 and week 2. Woof. It's going to be ugly on the waiver wire. By the way, Jermaine is on assignment. He had some life things to handle, kind of impromptu, so I'm not really throwing this together out of nowhere. It's just kind of wasn't really prepared to do a solo thing, so fair enough. So we're going to stumble through it together. I guess we'll kind of go to the contest part first. I won. Kind of handedly, too. That'll show Jermaine to disagree with me ever again. Don't do it. I'm smart. We made a bit of a mistake on the last show. We kind of went over all the scoring and the spreads and XYZ. Yeah, come to find out, we didn't really even talk about any fantasy stuff. We didn't realize that till the end, or till we were done, and we're like, oh yeah, by the way, we didn't really do anything. So, whoops. But no harm, no foul, I guess. Nobody really called us out, which is fine. But I guess let's kind of look at kind of the week that was. Let's see. So we already talked about the Commanders and Packers. We're not really going to worry about that. That was Thursday's game, so we talked about that on Saturday. Let's start. Let's go here. So, the Cowboys and the Giants. This was a ridiculous game. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw that coming. We're looking at what? A 37-40 game. Russell Wilson coming out of nowhere throwing 450 yards. Good God. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with that. I can't even unpack that. They had no running game. Malik Neighbors went ham sandwich. Buck 67. CD 112. Javonte did his thing. Almost 100 on the ground. see. Dak 360. I mean, all in all, it was a pretty big fantasy game for a lot of folks. So the NFC East games, they're either nothing or they're everything. So that was an everything thing. It was like what, almost 80 points. That's looks like everyone came out of there unscathed, so that's good. But generally speaking, don't expect that from Russell Wilson. That's not the norm. Don't go run to the waiver wire and get all excited, even though people are going to have to because injuries. But I don't know. Whatever. I'm not putting too much stock into it. We'll see. Dallas is pretty bad though. I don't know what they're doing, but they got to figure out their stuff because they're going. I don't think Dak's it. I don't think he's it. I don't think he is the player to propel them into something because that team just feels very broken. So let's get away from that. Let's go to the next one. Oh, yes. The Seahawks at the Steelers. That was a good game. It wasn't a good game. It wasn't. Sam Darnold came out here looking like Sam Darnold of the Vikings, not Sam Darnold of the Jets. Okay. Almost 300, 2 tutties, 2 picks. All right. Aaron came back down to earth. Almost 50% completion percentage, 200 yards. That's not great. Kenneth Walker came out looking like Kenneth Walker, $105 and a tutty. Charbonnet had nothing. He couldn't get anything going, which hurt me, but it's fine. Jalen Warren, 50 yards, trash. The name that every white person is very, very afraid to say, Jackson Smith and Jigba. wk3. Yep, solid. He's their number one. And ironically enough, the receiving leader was Jalen Warren with 86 yards. The Steelers defense is real bad. It's real bad. Highest paid defense, one of the worst defenses out there. I don't know what you do with that. I don't know if it's so early in the year to start saying, hey, I'm going to play against Steelers with running backs. I don't know. But my God. That's insane. I will never, ever believe in Sam Darnold. Ever. I don't get it. Don't see it. Don't know. But he came out there and made us look stupid. Good for him. JSN is going to be a stud. But the whole Charbonnet and Walker thing, you got to kind of flip your coin, man. It's I don't know what they're doing out there, but I believe Charbonnet had more snaps than Walker. Did nothing with them. So I think this is going to be kind of a back and forth kind of thing where you don't know who you want, who's really worth the start. I don't know. The Steelers, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't really care. I came into the season thinking they were going to be bad, and they are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde right now. So I don't know. I try to stay away from the local teams just because you tend to know too much and you hear too much and you put too much stock into it, or you don't. And they're just not a fun. It's not a fun game to play in fantasy when you're dealing with your local team. So, but yeah, Sure. Just sure. Rams at Titans. Stafford, almost 300. Sounds about right. Kyron Williams, kind of a weak day. Kind of got a touchdown vultured from him. So 66 yards for him. Welcome to the Rams. There, Devontae Adams, $1.06 and a tutty. On the other side of it, not much to really speak of. Cam, 175. Tony Pollard kind of had a day, 20 for 92, and Ridley 3 for 60. So, I mean, they kind of kept it competitive until after halftime. Then things went off the rails. Look, the Rams are always a fun fantasy team to kind of have pieces of. A Cam Ward-led offense in Tennessee is as exciting as it has seemed. Not touching that. I know they have that rookie, which I can't pronounce his name. I guess you can keep your eye on him. It's a low ceiling kind of offense. So like, why would you, unless you're in a really deep league, why would you play with them? I don't see it. The Rams, I mean, look, Puka's out here rushing balls now. All right. The Rams will figure out a way to be competitive and fun and exciting, and they will absolutely not have a great record or a good enough record to go and do things. So that makes them kind of fun for fantasy because they're going to be playing from behind. So we'll see. But the Rams are weird. They're just built for strength and goodness, and they figure out a way to blow it. It's sad. Let's see. Bills and Jets. I mean, this was a slaughter, 30-10 Billies. Josh Allen only had to throw for $150. I know he ran a lot though too. James Cook, welcome, earn your contract. 21 for 132 and 2. Not really much passing game. I mean, Josh Palmer led the charge with 50 yards. Not great. Justin Fields got a concussion, but he really wasn't a factor in the first place. So Tyrod Taylor stepped in, to show you how little of an impact this game was. He was their leading rusher. Justin was with 50. Garrett Wilson, leading receiver for 50. So not great. You kind of wonder the Jets kind of, what they did against the Steelers the first week. Are they real? Are they for real? I didn't think so. It's Justin Fields. I think the Steelers defense was really bad, and the Bills defense is not a world beater, but they're not terrible. But I don't know. I just the hard part about Buffalo is if they're going to be putting up points like this, they don't have really a receiving core to really speak about. But I don't know, man. It's hard with them. It really is. I feel like you would still start all your pieces of Buffalo. I feel like Coleman and Shakir and obviously, Cook and Josh himself. they're a high power. They're a good team, so it's hard to it's hard to pinpoint what you would do with them, just because they're a good team. They're a good team, and they're going to win a lot of games, and that leads more for the running portion of it. But you still know Josh has 303 in him every week if he had to, so you don't really want to miss that. So you'll kind of take your lumps, and hopefully you got other players on your team to kind of pick up the slack potentially. But yeah, the Jets side, at your own peril, I guess. And you know who's on there. I mean, that's fine, but that is not a fun game to play. Especially now with how long this field's going to be out. But even with him in there, was he really a factor? Not really. So I don't know. The surprising game, another surprising game, was the Pats and the Dolphins. I mean, look, you kind of, the Dolphins put up points. So that's good. Drake 230-2. Stevenson, not really much to speak of, 54. He was also the leading receiver with 88. Tua 315-2. Achan, pretty much nothing, 30 yards on the ground. And Tyreek, congratulations, welcome back to the team there. Buck09 finally got his first 30-yard reception in a year. Neat. The Dolphins are a weird team. They have offensive weapons. They got fantasy relevant players, and this team will go as hard as Tua will let them. I don't know. I'm not excited about that. I think Mike McDaniel's kind of a douche for the coach. He's weird. So I don't know how that will trickle down, but it's another coin flip team. I mean, these teams are starting to show their ass a little bit, and we're kind of having to figure it out. Patriots, they go against Steelers next week. I mean, the way they've been playing, I kind of feel like fire up your assets there at that point, but I don't know. I mean, Booty only got a target, but it was a touchdown, which is great. Diggs is slowly getting worked in. Something about Drake May just doesn't make me excited to do anything. So I don't know. Not a bad line. I mean, 19 for 23 for 230, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah, there's something about them too. I just don't love it. Let's see. Jags and Bengals. Oof. All right. Based on what happened in the game, kind of an uncanny situation. 27-31, Bengals. Let's kind of just shoot here. Leading passer, obviously Trev, 271 for 3, but only a little bit over 50% completion percentage. ETN, 71 yards on the ground. Parker Washington, leading receiver, because everyone had that on their bingo card. Jake Browning, passing leader for the Bengals, 241, 2 tutties, 3 picks. See, Chase Brown, 50 yards, and Jamar Chase, welcome back, 14 receptions for 165 and a tutty. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Oh God. The Fantasy Reaper. Burrow is pretty much gone for the year, I would think, for Turf Toe. I heard that apparently his grade of Turf Toe, it's like a 2% chance that they play again that year. I think that may come down to where they're at in a record standpoint. But I wouldn't expect this to the Chase owners. I'm sorry to the Higgins owners. Woof. Chase Brown owners. Woof. Sucks. The dude can't stay healthy. Kind of felt like an innocuous little injury, but yeah, that's a shame, man. That's a shame. I mean, Baltimore is gonna. I mean, they're already gonna win the division anyway, but now they have nothing to really compete with. So I don't know if they can somehow pull some magic off. Okay, but I don't know. That's some worry. Hey Cheeks. Yeah. So Jermaine couldn't make it, so I figured I'd just go early. Because why wait till 10? So fair enough. Sorry, boys. This is a real long day at work. I'm a little tired. But yeah, I from the Jags, there's a bunch of players on there that will go just like with Tua. They will go as far as Trevor will let them. Tootin was out there looking good, which is interesting. It almost feels once again like a Bigsby ETN situation, part 2. So we will see. I do not know, but I don't believe in Trev. He has to show more consistency for me personally to really kind of like put some stock into him. But until then, I will play his players. I drafted nothing from them, but I will play their players with my eyes closed. Kind of like how he throws. Woof. All right, next, Niners at Saints. This game was concerning to me because I did not know how this was going to look with a Mac Jones-led offense and everyone being hurt and kind of just McCaffrey and, that being it. Surprisingly, Jawan Jennings played and looked good. He had 90 and a tutty. McCaffrey only rushed for 55 yards. And Mac Jones somehow or another threw for damn near 300, 3 tutties and no picks. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, New Orleans is terrible, so I'm not like putting too much stock into it, but it is a game that they very easily could have lost. And they tried. Like, don't hear what I'm not saying. It was only 26-21. They tried. Rattler out there throwing for 207, 3 tutties. Surprising. Kamara, oh God, a dick hair away from 100. He ended the day on 99 yards. And Olave, which is good to see him actually get consecutive games in without getting hit and being a vegetable. So he went for 54. I don't know. I mean, I'm more intrigued with the Rattler part. The fact that he didn't throw up all over himself and found his receivers and, gave Kamara a bunch of work. So it's interesting. We'll see kind of how that goes. I mean, they're still 0-2, so okay, but the record doesn't really matter too much in fantasy. But yeah, kind of hold your breath on the Niners because they are going to eventually start getting healthier. You just kind of hope that, you kind of just hope that all hope isn't lost for the team. With like the concurrent injuries, because I'm quite sure San Francisco was built on an Indian burial ground, because I don't know what happens there, but nobody can stay healthy. So yeah, keep your hope alive out there. But God bless America, man. Just make sure your insurance is up to date. Browns at Ravens. This game kind of went the way we kind of thought it was going to. We just didn't think they were going to get boat raced the way they did. I said Flacco was going to throw for 50 times. He only threw for 45, so I was close, but only completed 25, only for 200 yards, a tutty and a pick. The rookie Judkins, he was the leading rusher, 10 for 61, something to keep your eye on. And Judy led them with 51 yards receiving. Not impressive. Lamar Jackson. Well, you keep doing Lamar things, and we all hate you for it. 225, 4 touchdowns, and I believe he ran one in as well. Derrick Henry was a complete no-show. Only had 23 yards. With this offense, you potentially could have that rarely, but I wouldn't say worry. Zay Flowers, 7 for 75. This game was over pretty quick, to be honest. It just wasn't competitive. Where does that leave you with Cleveland? Probably shouldn't be playing Cleveland players anyway, because they're Cleveland. But with the Ravens, you're just going to keep pressing on. I was wrong about Zay Flowers. He may actually be a thing. Okay. Lamar is frustratingly good. Wait. Others type or you will be roasted. I don't know what that means. Like me be roasted? Do it. I ain't no coward. But yeah, Lamar is really talented and it irritates me. All right. Let's see. Bears and Lions. This is a bonkers game. This is the Detroit hold my beer game. 21-52. Caleb looked bad. 19 for 207, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, 63 and a tutty. Okay. And Rome Odunze, I mean, out of the 207 yards, Rome got 128 of them for 2. So, interesting to keep your eye on. Goff, though, 334 and 5. Gibbs, 12 for 94 and a tutty. The Sun God, St. Brown, 115 for 3. And Monty ran one in 2. So, yeah. There we go. I like it. Detroit's, yeah, I think they just kind of they played the juggernaut that's the Packers the week before, so I'm not I don't want to play. I would not want to play. Detroit's so they're so powerful. And it was just fun. It's fun. Like that team is just fun because I love Dan Campbell so much. Chicago, dude, I don't know. The Bears are, dude. Caleb is just trash. Dude, he's so bad. Until he either figures it out or they move on. you're just going to have this stuff. I mean, sorry, 207 is not in a team that you're in a game that you're down, that you were down 28-14 at half, and you still are only able to pass for 207 with all that garbage time. Go find something to do, man. Like go paint your nails or something. Like you're not, this football thing ain't it for you, brother. This ain't it. Broncos at Colts at this was a interesting game. You had the pump fake kind of kick, then not kick, then a kick field goal win thing that probably screwed over so many people's lines, which I love. I like to see the world burn. So there's that. Bo Nix, 206, 3 touchdowns. Fair enough. I mean, by the way, oh yeah, Broncos lost 28-29. Dobbins, 76 and a tutty. Russian, and Troy Franklin, which, funny enough, I actually picked him up earlier in the week, and I'm like, oh man, I may have just fell on a gem. 8 for 89 and a tutty. He was getting a lot of attention, so keep your eye on that. Cam Sutton didn't do anything. I don't know. It might be something to kind of keep your eye on. Daniel Jones. Apparently all he needed was a good running back, right? Didn't have Saquon all those years, and now all of a sudden has Jonathan Taylor and figured it out. Who knows? Okay, fair enough. 316 and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor had 165 on the ground, and Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end, had 80 yards receiving. All the scoring kind of happened in the first quarter. Like there was 28, like 41 points in the first quarter, in the first half, and then there was only 16 after that. So they figured out something in halftime. I don't know, but at this point, I would say it's safe to kind of say I want to try to get as many pieces. Well, not as many pieces, but I want pieces out of these teams. Like I want Pittman, I want Warren, I want obviously Taylor and Dobbins and Franklin, and I know he didn't really do nothing, but Sutton, Bo Nix is becoming something. So it's an interesting kind of like, oh, okay, this might be something. Let's ride this as it's hot. Oh God, what are we yapping about here? Let's see. Okay, talking about bitches. I think we kind of do, sort of, like you'll kind of see like the tone and voice and the more inflection, but we can make that something. We can make that something that we start doing. Yes, it is. That is absolutely a heavy bag. All right, so let's see. Let me get your thing off here. Okay. All right. So, fuck. Panthers of Carolina. Arizona did their best to try to lose this game. They didn't, but they tried their damnedest. 27-22 Cards. Bryce Young had his breakout a little bit here. 328 for 3. Chuba did nothing. 40 on the ground. And McMillionaires out here doing God's work, getting 6 for 100. That's exciting. It's good to see the Rook getting play. I drafted him, so I'm excited about that. Kyler Murray, not a great stat line. 17 for 220 and a tutty and a pick. James Conner he salvaged his week with a touchdown, but only 34 yards. And Trey McBride took care of the receiving because Marvin Harrison can't. Yeah. I'm not saying you need to buy into anything from the Carolina standpoint. They have talented players out there. But if they're going to be putting up stats like this, it's something to definitely consider. The Cardinals, I have a soft spot for the Cardinals. Like the stat line doesn't look great from the get-go here. I mean, the leading passer is 220, leading receiver is 78. It's a tight end, and leading rusher is 34 yards. But this was kind of a in the trenches kind of game a little bit, it felt. So then it kind of just went bonkers at the end. So I don't know. But these are fun teams to kind of have pieces of because they have like an explosiveness to them. So allegedly, that is allegedly, yes. Let's see. Not really much more to talk about there. I mean, Trey Benson was there. He didn't really do too much, but he's definitely a handcuff to have on your bench because Connor will get hurt. I promise you that. Chiefs at Eagles, or Eagles at Chiefs. Yeah, Eagles at Chiefs. The Super Bowl rematch, all that, yada 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 yada. Was tied up at half, yada yada yada. Stat lines are garbage. Jalen 15 for 101, did 974 tush pushes. Barkley 88 and a tutty. That's expected. And Devonta Smith 4 for 53. AJ Brown is now on his current milk carton because nobody can find him. It's bad. Mahomes 16 for 187 and a tutty and a pick. He was the leading rusher, which is sad and makes me terrified because Pacheco may not be anything, and I don't know what to do with that. And Kelsey went in the way back machine, leading receiver, 4 for 61, but when you only throw for 87 and you were getting, about a third of them, I don't know. Something is broken with KC. They need Race back real bad. Eagles, they're a hard team because they don't need to pass, really. They really don't. They pass by running. So this year is different than like last year. They really were, they did both very well. So far, not so much. They're not really having to pass too much. So I don't know. They sure did. Yeah, but you'll get these games from Jalen though too. You will. He will find ways to not have to pass and not pass, and just the receiving games kind of gonna suffer there. So I don't know. Falcons at Vikings in probably the most boring game of the week. Penix 135, not much. Bijan, he went crazy, 22 for $143. Drake 3 for 49, and I'm pretty sure he had about 4 or 5 drops. Not great. JJ McCarthy, really? That's a real thing? Good God. 11 completions for 158 and 2 interceptions. Thrilling. Leading rusher was Jordan Mason for 30, Justin Jefferson 81 in the passing game. Now the two big things happen here. JJ McCarthy got rolled up on. His knee is hurt. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks. And Aaron Jones got put on IR, so he's out for a minimum of 4 weeks. So Carson Wentz is going to start for them now. That's I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, now Cheeks is saying Jones is out, So yeah, but the thing is, Jordan Mason is very, very talented. That is, if anything, it's probably going to upgrade the team a little bit. But the problem is, who's going to throw the ball? This is seemingly going to be a lost year for Minnesota. I mean, the whole point was to get JJ some experience, and you're not going to get that on the bench. So, yeah. Atlanta, I'm not sold on Penix. Bijan is just he's kind of he has that McCaffrey dog in him. So Drake London, fuck Drake London. That's my feelings on Drake London. That is not even that's not a bit. It's my real feels about him. I hate that guy. Kyle Pitts came back down to earth and did pretty much a boatload of nothing. So yeah. All right. Now to the Monday night Baker. Bucks at Cards or Bucks at Texans. Baker doing Baker things, winning at the end because he refuses to be hurt. It just has an awesome story. 215 and 2 tutties. Bucky went for 71 on the ground. Mike Evans led the charge with 56 yards through the air. Not great, get it. Not really great stat line, but they didn't really need to do it. They were put in positions where they were playing very, very well. They're playing smart football. So brighter days are ahead, but I wouldn't worry about it. CJ 13 for 207 through the air. Good God. Nick Chubb saved his day on a 25-yard touchdown. Only ran for 43 yards, so not great. Nico Collins 3 for 52 for a touchdown. The offense is broken in Houston. Other than Nico, you kind of want to run away from everything. There is nothing there to really play. Until they figure it out, they are not in a good way, and they're just going to do nothing but hurt you. So I would stay far, far away from them. So yeah, they had the stupid doubleheader. I really wish. Yeah, hi there, Rams. Yeah, sorry about that. The whole kind of Jermaine couldn't make kind of thing. So I called an audible and I started early because there's no need for me to start at 10. If I don't have to. So there's that. The last game that, funny enough, that we're just speaking about, Chargers at Raiders, 20-9 Chargers. Herbert 19 for 242 and 2. Strangely enough, he was their leading rusher. That's not a great sign. 31 yards, and Quentin Johnson on a big bomb. I think it was like a 60-yarder for 71 yards and a tutty, but he threw it around to Ladd and Allen, and like the offense looks good. They look tough, and their defense looks tough. Geno Smith, 24 for 180 and 3 picks. Woof. Russian Genty for 43, and Jacoby Myers 6 for 68. Geno looked terrible. Like he was out there seeing ghosts. I would not say that is anything that's really to be worried about. But Geno did not look good. He looked very outmatched. But I don't know, man. Chargers may have something. They may have something. It could be fun. There could be something cool going on there. Now, all that being said, a lot of injuries this week. Came out that Jaden Daniels, his knee's busted up now. He may miss some time. It has been an Armageddon kind of week. Well, Rams, the thing is, no one else is getting open. Chargers were playing tight. They were playing good. But yeah, it sucks, man. Injuries suck just from the NFL and then from a fantasy standpoint too. It's a kick in the teeth, man. It's no fun. Now I know, just to kind of share this, I won my matchup. So did Jermaine. That's exciting. Let's kind of pop in here real quick. So not by much, but you know, I left not a ton on the bench, but my opponent left double the amount on the bench, so he probably could have beat me here. Jermaine went kind of crazy, to be honest, with his matchup. Let me see here. Okay. We're going to go last week. That's not what I wanted. God damn it. Hold on. Okay. There we go. That's what I want. All right. So Jermaine actually beat Mr. Chris Matthews last week pretty well. Not really handedly necessarily, but he had a pretty good lead, and then that dissipated a little bit. But when it comes to their benches here, I'm just curious. Yeah, no, they're pretty good on that end. They didn't really leave too much on the field there, so that's good. What are you guys saying here? Yeah, no worries. I ended up winning anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, I'm just kind of hoping for better health of the players here this week, because just you don't want to see people getting banged up and like missing time. That's not a fun part of the game. You don't want to do it. And I know, like I said, it's a little bit of a weird format because I'm doing solo. Wasn't really expecting to do solo until like I had an hour before, or probably about a half hour before I started. So sorry for the not super energy. You're not really prepped for that. So you're like, oh, okay. So let's kind of talk about the Thursday game, then we'll get out of here. So Thursday we got, oh God, what happened here? Okay. It is Dolphins at Bills. This should probably be another massacre, to be honest. It's going to be, we want to see, I don't know, man. It's another East game. It's really gonna depend on how Tua shows up. Honestly, like that, I want Tua to have a good game, because then you'll have a competitive, fun game. I don't see that happening. I think Buffalo's gonna boat race him. I don't think it's gonna be close, but it's Thursday games, man. Thursday games always disappoint. In years previous, they always disappoint. So we'll see. We don't do any pick'ems on the Thursday game or anything like that, but I would like to see something from Miami, just something, so I could look at the year going forward and feel okay about any kind of prospects on there. But he's so close to being. He's okay. Yeah. Okay. Watching Tua play is like watching like the token special kid that you let play, and you're like, don't hit him, don't hit him, don't hit him. And then he gets hit, and you're like, oh, he's going to die. That's how it feels every time you watch Tua play, because he is so close to being a bowl of vegetable soup that you are just worried about him just, I don't know. It sucks. He's if you remember his kind of concussions and his whole like shake thing every time, it's not a great sight. He probably should have just hung them up, and I think his play shows that a little bit. But like, you know, like Rams is saying, it's gonna be an ass whooping, and it should be. So I don't expect a lot from Josh Allen, unless Tua does something. But I feel like James Cook will have a good day. I don't know. I'd feel worried about starting any receivers on Buffalo's side. It's hard to sit down on Keon and Tupac. But I don't know. The Dolphins are so weird. You don't know what to expect. So I don't know what to expect from them. So I would probably try to get better choices in your lineup than those receivers, but I don't know. Tua, yeah, they're gonna have to throw. So Hill, absolutely. Achane, absolutely. Waddle, he gets hurt every time, so that's a hard thing too. Like, it's hard to trust somebody that literally leaves the field once a game, at least, and does not always come back. And that being said, this is a need to keep up with them matchup, so they're going to be throwing. It's just a matter of if Tua can do it. So, yeah. Once again, sorry for the different format here, boys. Wasn't really expecting it. I tried to kind of follow how we do it. I will say, though, tomorrow, and someone needs to make Kyle aware. Yeah, you know what? Funny. Absolutely, he is a weird guy. McDaniel's 100% weird. And yeah, the toy thing. Yeah, I saw that. Like, I get it. Like, the WNBA thing, because it was a gag or whatever, because it just was whatever. I feel like it's not. Don't do that at NFL games, people. Don't that it is not. It's not funny as you think it should be. It's not. It's, I don't know. And I know they're both sporting events, but it feels more disrespectful at an NFL game. I don't know. I don't really have a real big reason for it, but yeah, the joke is lost there. So you may want to let Kyle know, like I said, tomorrow me and Chris are doing the countdown, the all-time rosters of the Marlins and the Brewers. So I know he is a Wisconsin guy, so that should be interesting for him. We do that at 6:00, because the whole schedule kind of changed a little bit. So there's all that. But yeah. I appreciate folks, showing up though. I guess, I don't know. It just, I don't know, man. It just feels, you know what it is? I think because people actually watch the NFL, not the WNBA. So, like, people will see that shouldn't probably see it. I don't know. It's just I don't know. But oh God, what was I saying? I don't know. I don't know. We go live at 6 tomorrow with the countdown. Then we'll figure out something for Friday. Then Jermaine will be back on Saturday there. Like I said, his kiddo had a birthday, so he had to kind of do the life thing. So that's no big deal. But yeah. So I mean, I appreciate folks who are showing up. I know it's a bit of a what is this guy doing? Why are we doing a solo thing? But I appreciate you guys sticking around and not bouncing out. It does that. I do appreciate that because I was a little worried about it. I'm like, oh man, not only am I starting early, I'm doing it alone. I don't know, but it's cool that you guys kind of hung out and participated and did all that. Now, what I do want to start getting you guys to do here, and this is going to be more for like the Saturday shows. You know, I know some of you guys are in leagues. Put your questions out here, right? Like, you don't have to do it from the beginning. Like you don't start in and say, oh, what about this and this and this? Like maybe go along with as we're doing the games. Put out your questions, put out, your thoughts, put out your feels. Because we're not like gurus or anything like that, but we've definitely been doing this for a long time, and we know a lot of players we probably shouldn't know. So it'd just be interesting, and then call us out. I don't know, be a good time. But that is it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6. Hopefully Kyle can join in on that one because I'm very intrigued to see how angry I can make him with my picks. Yeah. I mean, I have said this many a times here, Cheeks. I have zero qualms answering kind of anything. Now, I would say I would keep that onto the Patreon part just because I don't trust people to ask YouTube appropriate things all the time. So I want to keep that part on the Patreon thing. But yeah, if you have things on there, 100%. Do I trust Jalen Warren to like go to Panera for me? Like maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what this offense is. I don't. I mean, it was like 60% you. Yeah, 100%, Stoney. You're not PC at all. As a flex. Woof. I mean, it depends what else you got. I mean, without context, like that's not a super helpful thing. But I would say, yeah, I would need to know what other options you have. Like, what are you deciding on? Like, if you give me like a him or a him, I can give you probably a better idea. But I feel like there's the bad taste in your mouth because they're coming off that ass whooping. So it doesn't feel great. Now, if you would have asked me that 2 weeks ago, it's like, yeah, I'd feel better about him. But if Rich had one gay crush, who would it be? Is that to me or is that for the chat to answer? Because I would say I don't know. God, Ryan Reynolds is so fucking charming though. God, fucking guy's he's a winner. Yeah. It would have to be Ryan Reynolds then. If like gun to my head, if that's what had to happen, yeah. Fucking guy is charming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the wife would want to turn too. So there's that. It could be like a whole family affair. It'd be great. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to start actually doing like an AMA kind of thing, dude, I can absolutely set something up on the Patreon thing to do that. I would fucking love that. That would be very interesting to me. So I don't know, like let me know, like if that's like an actual interest, like, or if you guys are just kind of, bullshitting around. But I'm quite sure. I mean, I know me and Jermaine got plenty of stories and plenty of things to kind of share. So yeah, I don't know. Mull it over. Let me know. Set something up maybe. I mean, I had something up for a while and nobody did anything. So I just didn't worry about it. Like if this is something that you guys are willing to kind of get into, I mean, that's great. I mean, I would love to get more. I was going to, yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Like you, like your family, like your dog, like whoever's credit card you stole. I don't care. Yeah, motherfucker, I know that. Absolutely. Okay, it was big. It was 100% already on my agenda. Like I literally had one up for a long time, and no one did anything with it. So yeah, I mean, if I can put something else up, I mean, if you guys want to kind of, share the wealth and let people know, hey, look, there's, stuff going on here. You can win his money. Plus you can ask him whatever you want to. Like, because I think right now I'm only at, let me see. I am currently only at 5, and somehow there's still people getting a free membership, and I don't know what that's about. Like, not trying to like take anybody's down at the knees, but I'm also like, how are people still getting the free membership thing? Because I'm like, that's good. Okay, two are you? What do you mean two are you? Like you did 2 separate ones, or are you gifting somebody? I'm interested about that movie, actually. It's been growing on me. Okay. All right. So you're still gifted, but I feel like that's weird because I feel like I don't think I see that money for that. It's weird. I don't know. Whatever. Figure it out. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I will put something up. What is today? Fucking September, right? Okay. I'll put something up for October. I mean, October is my favorite month. I'm a Halloween guy, so can Dow roll his R's? I don't know. No, doubtful. I can do that little tongue thing, but that's about it. I don't know. Ask your sister. It's fine. That felt good. That felt good to say. Yeah, I will put that up tomorrow morning, because I'm actually working at home the next 2 days, so I'll have plenty of time to kind of get some shit done if I have to. But I'll put a new post up. Rodriguez. Yeah, you like that? Oh, fucking, I've eaten enough tacos in my life. I can fucking do some Spanish shit. Yeah, I'll put up a post tomorrow. And, I would say, well, no, I won't do it tomorrow. Well, yeah, you know what? We can do from mid-month to mid-month. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll do it in the middle of the month. And hopefully there's some more people that jump on board and, give me some good stuff. Because, I mean, there's nothing. I did a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm kind of an open book. I have a lot of stories. So, anything you want. Nothing's really off limits. And then, That might be a question for the Patreon thing. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but there is a story. I'll tell you there's a story. So on that note, I'm getting out of here before Stoney gets me canceled. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll put that post up and start adding them in there and spread the word, have people win my money and ask me questions. So there we go. Till loop. Boop, boop.